Hey friends, what's up? This is Jeff Morgan. I just got back from a workout. I'm feeling really good. I think I kind of overcarbed though because I was kind of like jittery and anxious and I don't do caffeine and I think I had just too many carbohydrates. So I had like all of this pent up energy and I'm like, I gotta go to the gym. So I had like a 2-hour workout and I don't know, I had more to go. I did chest and shoulders and triceps. I did some sprints and then I ran to the car and I was like, that's it. So anyway, I'm feeling kind of, post workout. You know what I'm saying. So I've been looking at my comments lately. There's some really cool questions on there and I thought, why don't I just share this stuff with you guys and just make a nice little intimate personal video, read some of the comments, give you guys some answers, because some of them are really good questions and I think more people should know the answers to these, or at least my opinion on them. So let me start with some certain questions that I thought I would pick out for you guys. And the first one is, how much protein do you consume? And this is a good question because people are trying to figure out the macro ratios that they need and how much protein they should eat. Now, first of all, this needs to vary from person to person. So if I eat, for instance, 170 grams of protein per day, plant protein, then I'm not going to tell someone else who's my height and my weight to go eat 170 grams of protein. You have to take into consideration many different factors. Genetics, you have to take male or female. You have to take into consideration their workout intensity, duration, and frequency. What kind of exercise are they doing? Are they exercising moderately or intensely? So I exercise intensely. I exercise about 6 days a week and about an hour and a half per training session. And I do some pretty intense sets. And I found that about 1.5 to 2 years ago, I was eating about 100 grams of protein a day. And I was training really hard and I was growing really slowly, but I was growing. And I felt pretty good, but I thought maybe I'm not maximizing my efforts in the gym. So I upped my protein to 170-ish grams per day and I noticed more growth. So for me, at 175 pounds, at 5'10", I'm eating 170 grams of protein per day. So that's my protein consumption. The next question is, you have a nice headset. Do you play BF1, bro? Does anybody out there know what BF1 is? Because I have no idea. I'm assuming it's a video game, and he's talking about this headset that I have right here. Is this suitable for video games? I don't know. So anybody knows what BF1 is, put it down in the comment section below. Okay, so I just did an awesome interview with Dr. Michael Greger. I'm going to link that up here and down in the description so you guys can have access to that. The question is, I enjoyed the interview very much. How would you respond to a nutritionist saying that eggs are the most quality protein out there? Well, I would say that they're actually correct. The word quality in the food industry doesn't necessarily mean good. With regards to protein, quality means the protein that is in the correct proportions and highly absorbable for the human body. So you'll say, okay, well, if eggs are quality protein and it is a good quality protein for human consumption, there is a little bit of misleading going on here because, like Dr. Greger says, food is a package deal. So if you've got high quality protein mixed with cholesterol, saturated animal fat, toxins, antibiotics, hormones, whatever you're going to combine with your protein in a burger, in an egg, in milk, or whatever, it's going to have a lot of extra things that are harmful to the body. So getting quality protein is not necessarily the best thing that you can do if it comes along with those unwanteds that are bad for human health. So the best, in my opinion, and I use the word quality slightly different, the best quality protein, in my opinion, is plant protein because it comes with so many beneficial factors. It comes with antioxidants, phytonutrients, fiber, vitamins, minerals, water, and life. You know, you're eating something that's live, unless it's cooked, of course, but you're eating a lot of live stuff when you're eating a plant-based diet. Well, hopefully. But the protein that comes from plant sources has all the essential amino acids that we need. There's no such thing as an incomplete protein. So a lot of times you might read online that plant protein is incomplete and the animal protein has all the essential amino acids that human needs. Well, that's wrong because plant proteins are complete proteins because plants are the creators of essential amino acids. So whether an animal eats the plant and someone or an animal eats that animal, they're still getting the same essential amino acids that came from the plant. So in my opinion, the highest quality in terms of health benefit is plant protein. Next, Can someone explain to me why most vegans are so pale? Is that due to malnutrition or just an observation? So this is a good question because I've seen pale people before, and some of them are vegan and some of them are not. So it's more a diet-related thing if it's not genetic. Because some people, like my children, my older son has some darker skin and my younger son has pale skin. And I look at his grandmother and she's got pale skin, more fair skin. And her mother has pale skin. So on my wife's side, on the mother's side, they have paler skin. So my son got that in his genetics. Now, if it's diet-related, this could be due to anemia, which is caused from a deficiency in red blood cells or hemoglobin, which is caused by a lack of iron in the diet and B12 in the diet. It can be caused by those things. So if someone is anemic and they're not taking care of their diet, or they have a genetic disposition, or they have a certain issue with regards to absorption, they have to get that checked out by the doctor. So if someone is pale and it's diet related, it could be because they're not eating enough iron-rich foods and vitamin C, which helps with iron absorption. So these could be reasons. So is it because somebody is vegan that they're pale? Not necessarily, but it can be. So people should really make sure that they're eating a wide variety of foods and they're eating a lot of iron-rich foods and taking vitamin B12 supplements to make sure that you're getting the nutrients that your body needs. Some people don't go out in the sun, and that's also why they may be fair-skinned or pale. So there's many reasons. Is it a vegan reason? It can be. But people just need to be able to take care of their diet. They need to get some sun and get blood tests and get checked out and make sure that you're getting enough of the essential nutrients in your diet. Now, my wife, for instance, was anemic before she went plant-based. So she was eating meat and iron-rich animal products and was anemic. Now, when she went plant-based, she started eating a lot of greens, a lot more veggies, and a lot more whole grains and beans. And those things are loaded with iron. So her iron levels went up, hemoglobin went up, and she was totally set. And the same thing happened with my older son. Okay, so that one. Hi, do you offer coaching services? Yes and no. I'm pretty busy, so coaching services for me online are a little bit tough for me to do, but occasionally someone sends me an email and they want to know if I can help them, and occasionally I'll pick someone and spend 30 minutes online with them and talk to them about some of their issues. So if you ever feel like you want something like that, you can comment like that down in the description. If I get to it, great. If I can't, I'm sorry. But sometimes I offer coaching services and sometimes I don't. It's not really fully established yet because I'm working on so many things at once. Next question, how many times a week do you train each body part? This is a great question. Now, I think when people ask this question, they're trying to figure out what they might do or what they should do. But when you're on a natural plant-based diet and you're building your body naturally, you have to train each body part at least twice a week because, and it also depends on your diet, but you want muscle protein synthesis to be constantly happening. And when you're doing it naturally, once your body heals, then you have to go right back in and hit those muscle groups. So I hit each body part at least twice a week, and that seems to be doing well for me, but it also depends on your diet. You have to make sure that you're getting enough calories and enough nutrients to support muscle growth. So if you're doing once a week training, if you're doing moderate intensity training, you may not see the results that you would get if you trained twice a week on those same muscle groups. So my current workout split is push-pull legs. So today, for instance, I did chest, shoulders, and triceps with some sprinting and abs and all this. I just had to get rid of my energy, but pushing day. So chest, shoulders, and triceps. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing back and biceps. And then the following day I'll be doing legs. And then I might take a rest day in between and then repeat. I might also do push-pull legs, then rest. So, after a while, it kind of becomes intuitive for me. But how many times a week do you train each body part? 2 times. What do you think of supplementing with creatine? This is a good question. I was really anti-supplements until about a year ago. And I said, why am I anti-supplements? Because a lot of the plant-based doctors speak against supplements. But there's a lot of science out there showing that certain supplements can be very beneficial, not just for overall health, but for performance as well. And creatine is one of those supplements that I used to take about 20 years ago. And then I hadn't taken any supplements for about 20 years. And creatine was one of those supplements that I brought back into my diet to see how it would affect my performance. And the research on creatine is pretty solid. And at the normal doses that are recommended, it doesn't have any harmful effects. So I've been taking creatine for the last 6 months, about 5 grams a day, which is just about like a teaspoon, a big teaspoon. And it has been really helping me a lot. I felt more energetic. I feel like my workouts last longer, fills up my muscle cells, and I feel stronger and I can go longer. And that's been really helpful for me. So I do take creatine and it's been really helpful. And I'm going to just close this with the last question because I don't want this to be a long video. I just did a video recently. I released it with my 2 kids, and I'm going to link that also up here and down in the description below, where they talk about their vegan experience. And it's hilarious because I thought, you know what, I'm just going to take the camera, put it in front of them, close the door, let them press play and see what happens. And it was the cutest thing ever. So the question here is, have they been vegan since birth? No, they haven't, because we weren't vegan when they were born. My older son, who's 9, and my younger son is 6. So they've been vegan for almost 4 years. So my older son went vegan at 5, and my younger son went vegan at 2. And what happened, though, with that was kind of like a miracle, because we were able to see the effects of an animal-based diet on them and the effects of a well-planned plant-based diet on them. And it was astounding because before they went plant-based, they were getting sick regularly. I mean, every 2 weeks they'd have a fever. Every 2 weeks they'd have some sort of infection. Every 2 weeks they'd be coughing and something would happen. And we felt so bad for them. And we thought, well, this is just what happens with kids. This is how they build their immune system. And then we went on a plant-based diet, not knowing what to expect, and they simply stopped getting sick. I mean, all of these symptoms of fever and sore throats and ear infections, everything went away. And a lot of that was also due to the fact that we removed dairy first and foremost. And once we removed dairy, a lot of those things stopped happening. Ear infections stopped happening, runny noses stopped happening. So dairy get rid of immediately if you're still giving your kids cow's milk, okay? Because cow's milk was not made for anybody but a baby cow. So they've not been vegan since birth, but since they have been on a plant-based diet, we make sure they get a wide variety of good whole plant foods. And yes, they get some fun foods, of course, but they have been strong, healthy, growing really well. They have muscles, they're athletic, and they're doing really well. So they haven't been vegan since birth, which has been kind of cool because we've been able to see before and after. So I'll be making more Q&A videos. If you have questions of your own, put them down in the description. I love answering them and spreading this information around. So if you're new to Guilt Free TV, hit that subscribe button and you'll be the first to know when new videos come out. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I share a lot of my own personal life pictures, some of the food that I eat, and the stuff that I don't usually show on YouTube. So go check that out at Guilt Free TV. And check out the website, guiltfreetv.org. You can also follow me on Facebook, Guilt Free TV. Catch you later in the next one.